It's time to review the series finale of Better Call Saul, and you know what? I'm probably never going to revisit this show. So let's have it, let's bury it, let's destroy what happened in 1 hour and 8 minutes of shite.
Yeah, you know what, honestly, I'm the kind of person that, even if I like it, there's some shows that I just like and I've watched them like 3 or 4 times. I can't ever imagine me going back and rewatching the entire Better Call Saul. Now, I'm not saying there hasn't been great episodes or great moments, but just the thought of having to go back and like rewatch entire seasons when you know it was boring as fuck, I just can't do it.
Yeah, like, I mean, I see when the odd clip on YouTube comes up, like, oh, Lalo kills hard, or, you know, like, Walt and Jesse meet with Saul. I mean, you're going to click on it, but you're not going to sit through 6 seasons just watching it in the background. I'm not.
Yeah, I'm not. I
mean, we only reviewed, Season 5 in this season on this channel. I'm never going to ever think, here, do you want to... It's Poundland Breaking Bad, right? You know what? They tried their best in this episode in the last couple to properly tie it in, right? And I appreciate that, because you may as well use something that's fucking over. But it did feel a bit shoehorned in. We kick off with the opener. Basically,
I like the lawyer guy, but, I mean, we haven't seen him in, like, what?
I know.
He hasn't been a regular. Not that he was ever really a regular, but he hasn't been, like, a reoccurring character in, what, 3 seasons?
I know. And Marie, I think they just dragged her back for the fucking sake of, oh, we'll get someone else here.
Yeah.
You know, but...
I mean, could we not have had the entire family? Like Walt Jr. and fucking that other arsehole? What's her name? Skyler?
Guessing not really concerning them, isn't it, not though? Guess that it was more... He was involved with Hank's death.
Well, I mean...
Shit like that. But yeah, we do kick off the episode. This is like a flashback based around Saul and Mike. In Season 5 when they were out in the desert after the whole shootout thing. Like, this episode was great. I think I gave it like a 9 or a 10 this episode. But, yeah, I mean, basically they find water and then they start talking about a time machine. Mike says a date. He's like, September... No, it's like August 11th, 2001 or something. And then he like goes, oh no, some date in 1984. The year Beverly Hills Cops comes out.
Yeah, the year he took his first bribe.
Yeah, so, you know what? I don't know, it just feels a bit cringy when you've got Saul, Walt, when we get to the Walt one later, Walt and Mike talking about a time machine. Like, why can't he just say, do you have any regrets? It just sounds a lot more... And even Walt buries him for the whole time machine thing, which is funny, but... It's like, yeah, so that's the regrets, and then Saul's time machine thing is, oh, I would go back and invest money in this company. But how would that work? How would you, at this age, going back in a time machine, investing money when you're probably like 5? I mean, how would you be able to collect that money in the future? You know what I mean? What? The whole time machine thing with him?
Who?
He'd invest money in them. How would he be able to collect it and all?
Who would invest money in who?
Saul. He said he would invest money in that company. And try and get it present day, but how's he going to work with this? You know?
What company?
Like the company he was on about in the flashback with Mike. Do you not remember?
I don't remember that. No.
He's talking about he'd have put $1 million of the $6 million they were sitting on in a company in 1965. It's like massive now. Well, in current day here.
Right. Okay.
But I don't know how would he been able to collect the money. You know what I mean? Don't really understand. Doesn't really matter. Like, I'm thinking way too much into it. But yeah, we then cut back to present day. Present day, which is 2011. We've managed to piece the time thing together. Another thing. So for when Walt and Jesse kidnap Saul, it's been 2 years and a bit up until he's on the run here in the series finale. Don't get that. Seems like they've just crammed it all in. But yeah, he runs out, he drops his keys, he puts them in the car, he drives off. The old woman's like, he's driving a beige sedan, and he's heading north onto Charlton. Well, I fucking hate her. Last time we get to see her, thank Christ, but come on. Why is she the one that... She's the one that got me 6 years?
I know, like, you think about the entire Better Call Saul and Breaking Bad franchise, and essentially she's like the last piece of the puzzle that brings down the entire... Like,
the whole criminal...
Walt, Gus, Empire, it's like, what?
Like, I know Jesse's still out there, but...
Speaking of that, is there a potential third... I can't really see them doing it since the movie was basically about Jesse, like, but...
I mean, Could you have where Jesse gets sent to the same prison as Saul and they plan to break it, or would that just be like ripping off Prison Break or something? I mean, I think that'd be alright. Like, be better than any of this fucking shit.
I know, but Ken, the way they done it was like Saul's happy inside. He's content.
He's met his peace, but maybe after about another week he'd be like, "What the fuck?"
Saul Goodman.
I was going to get 7 years and I've went for 86.
Saul Goodman's been sent away, but Jimmy McGill gets to live.
Aye, that's what they've went for. But yeah, he goes back to his house. He gets money. He gets the Hoover. He gets the payphone. He then runs out into the street, into a tunnel, down a side street. Sees the police. Oh no! Jumps into a dumpster, sneezes or something, drops everything, and then the police arrest him. Right, and it's like
I was kind of hoping we would get another makeover, and that he was going to like, have another identity. So he goes on the run again. But no.
What could he have done?
I don't know.
Shaved the mustache off.
Dyed his skin colour black or something. Blackface.
You could have wore a turban with a massive beard. Muhammad L. Goodman. Muhammad L. Goodman, but
Muhammad
no.
L. Badman.
Muhammad L. fucking rape your kids. Right, right. Anyway, fuck it, that's it. Definitely not getting monetized. Maybe when Mike was suggesting September 11th. Fucking, whoa, time machine.
Yeah, that time he was in the desert with the fucking... Looked like a turban, that's it.
He did? What's he did?
Muhammad L. Badman, I'm telling you, that's it.
But yeah, it's like, I mean, I know everyone's just, like on the run from police. It's not always going to be like dramatic and cool action scene, but he gets caught in a dumpster covered in shite.
I thought he obviously got into the dumpster. He was alright, like, but I mean, I guess not.
But see, like the whole gimmick, right? He plays the court thing, like he plays it cool. Like, should he not have just like kept walking about, trying not to get like him hiding? Just I don't know. But
yeah, but how did they know to check the dumpster? Come on.
Because he must have been making that amount of noise. I didn't even know he was there. And it's just a bit stupid, like. But he then phones that lawyer up. That lawyer comes to Nebraska. That's where he is. We knew that, but blah blah blah. He then this is probably maybe not the worst thing about the episode, but basically they're talking about how much money laundering, criminal activity, like accessory to murder, all these charges, right? And then after like a 5-10 minute montage where he talks to Marie, Marie's back, do we care? Not really, right? He basically says that he was a victim, and to be honest,
I kind of bought a story. You could buy a story if you don't know the truth, like. I
mean, he's definitely not a victim, but you could, like, it's almost half believable that he is a victim because he did. I mean, everything he said was true. It's not like he made anything up. He did get took out to the desert and gun pointed to his head.
Well, hold on here. You could argue, based on what we know, he's as much a victim as Skylar is.
Exactly.
Because she was.
She took all the money.
Yeah.
Oh, how great would that have been if he jobbed Skylar it? I know Skylar is no money now, like, but he should fucking get 50 years rammed into her and fucking Walt Jr. But no, but yeah, right, so all these charges, we had it was like
I don't think Walt Jr. deserves fucking...
breakfast. Right, anyway, 186 years or something it was, right? He then gets it down to 7. How does he get it down to 7? I don't care how good of a lawyer is, it makes no sense.
Yeah, it's just like wee loopholes and stuff like this that he come up with, and then the fact he was saying he was like, being held, and it wasn't like his idea, he was fearful for his life, and then... Yeah, I don't really see how he got it down to 7. Like,
I mean, there's people getting 7 years for like offensive tweets, so it's all really getting off light here.
So then he's got the option to take the 7 years, but he decides not to try and fucking... I don't know. At the start, I thought it was to try and save Kim, but maybe he just felt guilty in the end. I don't know. Yeah,
and then we get another flashback here. With Walt. It's when they're both in the Hoover guy's basement. Walt hears a noise. I mean, there's nothing major going on.
This reminded me of the Fly episode. I'm like, we gotta find the noise.
Yeah, it was good seeing these two interact again. Basically, just before the whole "we're not done until I say we're done" sort of ordeal. But yeah. He then basically says to Walt about a time machine. Walt buries him, says that theory is impossible, it can't happen. Just say to me, have I got any regrets? Walt's biggest regret is about Grey Matter, that he jobbed that out and didn't stay with it. Like, alright, Walt, I mean, I know that led to everything, but he could have just took the big man's money, but his pride Walter's pride.
Yeah, but it would have been actually his business, his money. You know what I mean? Money that he actually created, rather than rely on some pay guy. So.
Yeah, true.
And Saul was like, "You should have came to me. We could have."
He could have said his biggest regret was leaving the book in the fucking toilet for Hank to read.
Yeah, but if he goes back to the Grey Matter, it cancels all this none of this shit.
I was joking!
I know.
I was actually being serious about a fucking book he left in the shower.
Well, that's what kind of got them all fucking caught. So, I mean, didn't
Does Hank actually say that he found the book? Or he doesn't actually say it, does he? Or does
No, I don't think so. But I mean, he talks
to my
about
favourite WW, Willy Wonka, Walter White, Walter Whitman. Okay. Yeah, but Saul says you could have picked me, and you know what? I think he's actually got a fucking case here. I think Saul would have got him something.
Yeah, I think so. Saul with his big bag of tricks, like, would have.
Yeah. So, but then Walt says you've been the last person that I went to, and then that's basically it. What'd Saul say? He didn't change his mind here, didn't he?
No, I kind of just accepted it, I guess.
Yeah, and then he lies down back in the bed, and it transitions to him. We're in the courtroom, blah blah blah. He looks like he's just going to go ahead with the 7 years, but then he sees Kim, and then he just sees like Marie, and he sees Gomi's wife, and then he's like, you know what, fuck it, I'm going to turn face here, even though I liked him more as a heel. Basically admits he knew he took it to the desert, and then they're like, oh, here he is with this sob story, but then he's like, fuck it, I did it for the money. There was no threat to my life. I got the bonus, I got the 8 spins, and I went for the meth.
It kind of was, though. I mean, it kind of was. I mean, I doubt he could have just walked away. I mean...
I know, definitely, but...
We all know, Walter doesn't really like loose ends. So, I don't know.
Yeah, everything he brought up about the prisoners getting killed, I mean, it's all fucking factual,
It just
everyone connected is dead.
It just seemed a bit lame here. I was like, Saul could have had 7 years, but instead he decided to get himself 86. And what? The whole... Just... I don't see how him admitting to this, though, got Kim off.
It didn't really, didn't it not?
I don't get it. Because Kim's already wrote her letter. I mean, if she changes her mind, that's going to contradict.
Yeah, exactly.
How is he saving Kim here? I don't get it. I don't get it.
Yeah, I mean, I guess it gives you closure on the show. Him getting 86 years because he's obviously not going to fucking live that. But I don't know, 7 years, it leaves the door open. I mean, it leaves the door open for something. I don't. What's this? Leaving the door open? I know they say the one. I want the door closed, to be honest, but I feel like they've completely and utterly shafted Saul here. We get a flashback with Chuck. Did not care for this, right? This was the worst flashback.
I didn't care about Chuck when he was in the fucking series.
No.
I don't care about
this just reminded me of all the scenes with tinfoil and lights.
Yeah,
and
that's what part of the reason I'll never rewatch this series.
Yeah,
I don't need 10-minute scenes of fucking Chuck, shivering in the living room with tinfoil wrapped around him. I just don't need to watch that.
No, I'll turn the heating off and experience that in my fucking cell, to be honest. But yeah, he gets transported to prison. He's on the bus. Everyone on the bus is like, "You're Saul." And then we got, "Let's go, Goodman." Better call Saul. I mean, this was actually kind of funny.
Yeah, everyone's like fucking chanting for.
And Saul liked it, but I thought he was going to kind of realise, like, oh fuck, what am I in for here? And then, when we see him in prison, he's making Cinnabons. Haha, irony. Kind of looks like that they all like him in prison. He's like,
yeah, he's probably tried to help them out over the years, so he's probably going to be like a hero in prison.
Yeah, it's like, I'll take care of the Cinnabon Saul. Because I call for his lawyer. It's Kim. Basically, they talk. She's like, you got them down to 7 years. Yeah, I don't believe how he got them down to 7 years.
Yeah.
Honestly. I mean, maybe he could even got fucking less. I don't know, but I mean, if there was the whole Hard thing, he was going to give them the location of Hard and shit, but then Kim already revealed that, so maybe that could have got him nothing. But I don't know. But yeah, basically these two say their goodbye. It was like a similar shot to season 1 where they're standing outside the courtroom smoking. All right, do we care? And then she leaves. Saul looks at her through the prison gates. He does the whole pistol things that she did. And then that basically ends Better Call Saul in the Breaking Bad uniform. It was actually sad to see him behind the wall, but I
didn't like it. I mean, I was a bit disappointed to see him just admit it to failure. Admit it to fucking death sentence, essentially. I mean, lifetime bars.
I don't know, just seeing Walt die in the meth lab was happy. It was like... Saul gets locked away here. I think it's a fitting end, but I don't like it.
And there was like no tie-up on Jesse, and I don't know if they tried to avoid that because of the movie, but I mean, if you're going to bring all these other characters, but I would have liked to have seen something.
Yeah, like, imagine if he was on that prison bus. Or like, imagine after this scene with Kim, and him looking for each other, and then like it just cuts to him going back to his cell, and Jesse's in his cell, he's like, hey bitch, or something like that, and those two are cellmates. That sets up something. But I know they want to go for, Jesse's free, the rest are dead, and Saul goes to jail. That's what they've went for, that's what they've got. Rate the episode out of 10. I'm going to give it a 6. What are you giving it?
Fuck yes. Give it a 7. That was alright, like.
Alright, 6.5 out of 10. Give the season a 10 out of 10. Or no, not 10 out of 10. A rating out of 10.
The season?
Aye.
Fuck me, I'm gonna give it a...
I'm going to give it a 5.
I'll give it a 5.
See, considering what they could have done and who they brought back, and they still didn't make it work. They really didn't. I mean, you had all the fates of all these characters to decide. Lalo, Nacho, Kim, Jimmy, even fucking Marie and all those people, man. Jesse. I just didn't really do it for me. So yeah, I'm going to give it a 5 as well. And what would you give the show overall? I'm going to give the show a 5. You know why? Has some great moments, but see 90%
I'll
of
give it
it.
a 6. I think a 5's a little bit hard. I'll give it a 6. Like,
No, I think it. Nah, I think it's a lot of it's a waste of time.
Season 5 was probably the best season. Like,
Yeah, I'd say so.
I think season 4 might be the worst.
Sphener Ziegler.
Yeah, I wasn't a big fan of season 4.
And those ratings just show you guys. But anyway, we'll probably bring you a ranking every season vid coming soon. Maybe another wee visit to the ranking every character. But
here's the thing: it's hard to rank every season because I literally have not rewatched this show. True. I tried to rewatch it back, and I got like a couple episodes into season 1. I stopped. It's like, so, you know, and it's literally due to COVID and breaks and stuff like that. It's literally been about 8 years since season 1. It's just hard to remember. Like,
I know, literally, very, very true. But anyway, guys, that's it for Better Call Saul. We'll revisit talking about it someday, but we won't review it ever or watch it. You know what I mean?
Maybe we're desperate. Maybe we get paid to. You know.
Aye, that's it. But until next time,
maybe a big offer, a lot of money.
5, 6, and 7s across the board, and Saul is
done.
Gone. That's the name of the fucking episode.
Gone. He's gone.
Saul's gone.
Saul's gone.
Foggy ENT is gone.
Saul God, man.
Woo!